All right, my friends, happy Monday. Today is Monday, September 20th, and we have a big, beautiful full moon in Pisces tonight that is kicking us off on this week leading up to the equinox in a really dreamy, a really magical, a really imagination friendly way. Now, full moons are typically points of, you can think of the moon as like a huge flashlight, shining a light over something that might need to be illuminated, but also something that might need to be released, because full moons are this culmination point in our moon cycle. And so the piece that I want to share before we dive into our process for setting up the week is a message that I've been receiving. And the message is that of surrender. Now, this is something that perhaps folks have heard about. I know it's very popular in the wellness and spirituality worlds. But I think there's a nuance here that I'm really leaning into, and that is follow your desires. Like, your desires are the way that your soul speaks to you. Your desires, what inspires you, what brings you joy. That's the way your soul speaks to you and sort of leads you, guides you on your path through life, through your purpose. If you're curious in more of this approach, I have a whole workshop on manifestation and goal setting called Remembering the Future, where we go into more detail around this and how you can actually put this into practice. But know that desire is the way that your soul speaks to you. But what's tricky is sometimes we want something, and then our brains, like our logical minds, go into this whole thing of, this is how I'm going to get it. This is what I want. This is exactly how it's going to play out. And so it's this balance of the real way the law of attraction works, the real way to manifest your dreams or your wishes is to follow those feelings of desire, trust those feelings of desire, of inspiration, of joy, but also release your agenda. Because when you're open, when you're in this place of like, okay, like I'm interested, I'm following these urges, I'm holding that like vision. And when I mean holding the vision, I don't mean holding the vision. I mean like staying in the vibration of what you want. When you're open to possibility, the universe can surprise you in the most magical and unexpected ways. And I'm really like learning that lesson right now, because there's a big thing that I've always wanted in my life that's starting to manifest and come to fruition in a really real way. And this past week, some of y'all might know, I've been opening up enrollment for my business mastermind, and that's been like my focus. I'm like, this is what I want to manifest, a full program, the right folks coming in. And I'm realizing, and at the same time, I'm having this other thing manifest, this other thing come to fruition. And so I'm really just learning this lesson of releasing control, because this thing, which I'll talk more about at a later date when it's more like concrete and clear, it didn't come to me in the way that like my logical, rational, even like intuitive brain would think. So that's my little like tip for this week, is notice. And the full moon in Pisces really supports surrender. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. It's the sign that connects us really with our higher selves, the bigger picture, the bigger vision. And so this is a beautiful time to zoom out and see like where you might be trying to control, because the opposite of surrender is control. And if there's any practices, because full moons are about that illumination and that release, are there any practices? Are there any behaviors, patterns, substances that you need to let go of forever, for a little while, so that you can more easily attract, magnetize the things that you want, your desires? So that's my tip for the week, and it's what I'm learning, and I'll be working on it too. And if anyone is, for folks here live and also watching this this replay within the next few hours. I'm hosting a live full moon ritual and meditation on my Instagram account tonight, Monday the 20th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, which for some folks is the middle of the night, the middle of the afternoon. That will be available for the replay whenever it feels correct for you. The full moon is exact at about 7:54 Eastern. So you'll want to tune into that within the next day or two. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our process. I played some music last week and I was like, oh, YouTube will then link the song when I put it up on YouTube, which is true. But then also some artists, which I totally understand and respect, can then put ads on my videos because I use their song. So I'm not going to play a song this time. If you want to put on your own music, you can put on your own music. But that just, I don't want someone else's ads on my YouTube channel. I don't have ads on my YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'll give us about 7, 8, 9 minutes to brain dump our tasks for the week, our to-dos, but also our want to-dos, organize it however you see fit, and then pull out maybe 1 or 2 priority items that you want to identify as your big rocks, your focus items. What would make you feel really good to get done this week? So I'm going to put myself on mute and then we'll come back here in, 8 minutes or so. All right. How we doing? Good. Great. I decided to do something a little, sometimes I do this, but I needed to do it this week specifically. And I want to offer this as a tip in case it's helpful for other folks. I color coded my list. So I have it grouped in order. Yeah, I'm a color code person. Like my calendar is color coded. But for this week, I am going to be driving up to Maine. So, like, leaving my house for a week in which I'll still be working when I'm up there, but I'll be like semi vacation. So Thursday is my plan to drive. So there's certain things that like need to get done before I leave. Like even some emails that I can schedule to go out because I'm teaching a class on Friday on the birth chart. So there's just like a lot of different moving parts, not anything super difficult or very like time consuming, but like the time is of the essence. So I highlighted like things in yellow. Usually I highlight things that I need to do today or I'm going to focus on each day. But I also did like blue for tomorrow and red for Wednesday, or pink, not red. So actually the thing that's going to make me feel the best, again, I'm finishing up a program enrollment. And so that's going to be big in and of itself. But the other big rock that I have for this week, just because I want to get them out, is that I have these little stickers that I made. They say Stellar, and they're going out to all of my current clients, both one-on-one and the folks in your Stellar Center, and also the folks in the Moon Rituals membership. So if you're watching this before Wednesday and you sign up, you'll get a sticker sent to you. For either your Stellar Center, which is ongoing, Moon Rituals, which is ongoing. And actually, it's a really nice time to start that if you're interested in studying astrology or just attuning to the moon, because not only do we have this full moon, we have the equinox this week, we're shifting into Libra season. So a nice opportunity to learn from the stars, good energy, if you are feeling called. Sally, do you want to share your big rock or your focus for the week? You don't have to. Okay, cool. Well, glad to have you here. For my folks that are watching this replay, I hope this was helpful. Again, you can join us live. I'll drop the link below where I post this video on YouTube, where you can sign up and join us live Monday at noon. We'll do this, a little tip, a little takeaway, some weekly setup. If you want to share what you're working on, great. You also don't have to. And if you are watching this replay and you just want to put out to the universe what you're focusing on or what you're surrendering on, you can leave a comment on this video. Again, sometimes it's nice to keep it in and just private and write it down for yourself. And sometimes it is nice to share. So great to see you. Great to connect, and wishing you all a beautiful full moon, a beautiful week, and we'll talk again soon.